Up this morning in Pretoria, the commission was established by President Cyril Ramaphosa last year to examine governance, corruption and mismanagement issues at Africa's largest asset manager since 2015. The PIC has been marred by corruption allegations in the past 2 years, with the former CEO Dan Matjila at the center of the controversy over poor governance. The commission's terms of reference predominantly focus on whether the investment decisions made by the PIC flouted any policy or law or benefited a select few. We now cross live to our anchor Nompumelelo Siziba, who is at the venue of the commission. Nompu, before we go into what we can expect today, let's go through a brief background of what brought us to where we are today at the PIC.
Thanks very much, Desiree. Yes, well, as you've said, in the past couple of years, there's been negative publicity around the Public Investment Corporation and around its investment decisions, not only in publicly listed entities, but also non-listed entities. And they haven't really been obliged to divulge to the public what investments they've been making in non-listed assets. And so there's been talk that perhaps there's been undue influence in some of the investments that it's made in some of these unlisted entities. And there have been question marks as well around this investment. For example, in AO Technologies, it put up about 4.3 billion rand when that particular company was listing on the JSE. Basically people were asking questions around that. Also, its investment in VBS Bank, Mutual Bank, questions around where were they sleeping when VBS was basically collapsing. So there've been lots of question marks about more public and more controversial issues that have come out, like VBS, Steinhoff even. But then again, many people have said you can't really blame PIC for what happened with Steinhoff, because at the end of the day, it seems as though most asset managers were sleeping on that one and didn't foresee what would have happened with that. So as a result, as you say, this commission has been set up to find out whether the PIC had indeed been adhering to its policies, and we're going to be getting evidence on that. The hearing was supposed to have started at 10 o'clock, but we're a little bit delayed as a few technicalities are sorted out. But of course, once the proceedings get underway, we'll be in a better position to tell you what various issues are at the center of this particular commission. Desiree?
Do you know who will be facing questioning this morning, Nompu? Have you seen the people in the room already?
Okay, so there are only a few people in the room, and it's not yet clear who is going to be speaking up first. In fact, we just have to wait and see how they're going to be conducting things, whether there's going to be a long introduction, whether there's going to be a questioning of people. It's not yet clear how things are going to go. But of course, as the day or the morning progresses, we'll let you know what's happening.
Do we know if the recruitment process at PIC has started in terms of the replacement of Dan Matjila? We know that Ms. Matshepo Mora is acting in the position at the moment.
Yeah, again, there's a question mark on that. There hasn't been any announcement in that regard. And I suppose it's going to take some time, especially given all the question marks around the leadership before. So they're going to have to do a good job in ensuring that they find clean leadership, so to speak. And that might take a process. You'll remember that Mr. Matjila, I think he only left in November, and then soon thereafter it was the holidays. So we're only sort of in January now. So I guess it will take a bit of a process. And again, of course, once we get wind of that, we'll be letting you know.
Thank you so much. Nompumelelo Siziba is at the first day of the PIC inquiry and giving us an update on that.
Yeah,